Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jim Summers. I'm a businessman and I live in Pretoria, and I'm a Boys Town Magaliesburg old boy. I was in Magaliesburg in 1991 and 1992. And the reason for this video today is just when all of these allegations were made against Magaliesburg and Girls and Boys Town, South Africa. The old boys came together and we decided that we wanted to go and see for ourselves. We didn't want to take this at face value. We wanted to go through to Magaliesburg, have a visit, and see for ourselves if the allegations that were released in the press actually held water or not. So a whole bunch of us approached head office, and Lee, the CEO of Girls and Boys Town, invited us to go through, I think it was the Sunday just after the airing of the show, with the allegations of misconduct and bad treatment and so forth. And they were very open to us going through, and a whole bunch of us went through to Magaliesburg on the Saturday. We were welcomed. We were granted access to anywhere we wanted to go on campus. It wasn't like there were locked doors that they were trying to hide stuff from us. We were also granted access to all of the boys that were on campus that day. There were some that had sporting events outside of Magaliesburg. And it wasn't access where we constantly had a staff member looking over our shoulder. We were allowed to speak to the boys, and we were allowed to ask them any questions we wanted to. We were free to walk around campus. And I just want to give you a bit of a feedback from my side from that meeting of what we found. So, first of all, the old half, for those of us that are old boys, has never been in as good a condition as far back as I can remember, which was obviously 1991 when I first got to Boys Town. They recently, when I say recently, I think it was a year or so ago, did a multi-million rand upgrade of the old half, which included converting what we knew as the attic into another half for boys, for the matriculants to stay, so that they have their own space and they can study in the evening without bothering the other boys. And I must tell you guys, I was very impressed at the standard of the work. For any of you guys that haven't been, do yourself a favor. The next visit that we go, please see if you can come along and see if you guys see for yourself. But as is the norm with investigative journalism, this was never shown. And the boys that we spoke to the day that we were on campus, we never had any negative feedback. And like I said, it wasn't like we had the childminders or any other staff members hanging over our shoulders. Yes, they were there at a distance, and you understand that if you go to any institution like Girls and Boys Town, or any place that houses children, you would expect for there to be staff members there watching from a distance, because obviously the welfare of the kids is their number one priority. And to all of the kids that we spoke to, which was probably 45-50 kids were on campus that day, if not more, we did not receive any negative feedback whatsoever. Everything that we were given a guided tour by one of the boys, and we were allowed, like I said, we were allowed to go everywhere on campus. And it's a major contradiction to what we actually saw on TV. So with that being said, there were a few issues that we picked up. The one was that the gym, the ablutions in the gym, were in desperate need of renovation. And we brought that to the attention of head office. And subsequently, from there, myself and Craig Jack Lewis have gone back to Magaliesburg. It was about 2 weeks ago, to deliver some bins that we had donated for all the boys to store their valuables in. And to our surprise, when we got to campus, it was during the school holidays, we found that they were busy with the renovations of the gym. And in addition to that, they were busy renovating our old prep halls. So what we brought to their attention is the issues that we found were being addressed, and are still being addressed. And they are the problems that we found and pointed out are being dealt with. So it's not like our concerns fell on deaf ears, not by any means. And it was actually a good thing, and we're going to be releasing some media of what we took on that day, that myself and Craig went, to show that there is actually things are being sorted out and taken care of. So I just wanted to, from my side, tell you, as an old boy that actually went to campus literally a couple days after the show aired, everything that you see in the media, take it at face value, because yes, like any institution, and I use that term like very loosely because Magaliesburg is by no means an institution, but like any place that houses kids with troubled backgrounds, you are always going to have some kids that are going to act out, and it was certainly like that in my time. And any person that went to Girls and Boys Town or Magaliesburg in particular, I can't speak for the other campuses, will tell you there's always going to be kids that are going to be against the system and are going to speak out negatively about it. So our findings, our personal findings, were that that show didn't hold much weight, because everything that was broadcast on that show was very contrary to what we actually saw. And they didn't take the time to show the renovations of the new half that had been completed quite some time back, and the conditions that the boys are living in, which, like I've said a few times, is far superior to the time that we were there. Not that we had it bad by any means. So I encourage any of the old boys, or people outside the old boys as well, that are just part of our groups. I encourage you to get in touch with us, and the next meeting, the next visit that we have to Magaliesburg, why don't you come along and form your own opinion of the place and see for yourself firsthand what the conditions are that the boys are living in, and then you can make an informed decision, and hopefully you'll give us good feedback. And I'm pretty sure that you would give us good feedback, because our findings are that there are